So in the last video, we talked about what is an email. And this is really just a continuation of that so that you could further understand some of the concepts about email. And therefore, once you actually start to browse your email or look for email, that it'll be a lot more easier because you have these concepts in your head. So again, going back to the analogy of sending mail because it's directly related to the physical world. So you were here and let's just say that the postman wanted to drop a mail off for you. What they would do is then take that piece of mail, whatever it is. He would have a bag with a whole bunch of mail, and obviously he would look for the one that has your address in it. And he would basically drop that into a mailbox. So normally you'd have these at the side of a house or something like that, and it's somebody's mailbox. Usually you don't see these type of mailboxes anymore around. So this is more an accurate indication of what that looks like, because you'd have sort of like a condo or an apartment building, and they would have these little slots, and the mail guy would just go at the back of there and just drop the mail inside, and then you would be able to open the mail and get your mail from your mailbox inside of the house. And this is a straightforward concept, nothing here. So that's on. Now, if you wanted to take email and then take it to, say, your send it to somebody, then what you would basically do is you would then take your mail. So let's say this is you now, and so let's say this is you. I put you in a different color just so the sake of differentiate it. So let's just say this is you, and you want to actually deliver some mail. What you would then do is take your mail. Let's say you wanted to send that mail to me, which we talked about before, is you then take that mail and then dump it into a mailbox, kind of like this, right? Somewhere at the side of the road somewhere, and the postman would then come and empty this mailbox, pick up the mail out of it. Or you would just take it directly to the post office, right? United States Post Office in this particular case. So, or whatever local post office it is. So, and of course, they would then route that mail internally to my box. But the really important concept to understand here is that what was really happening here is that when the postman comes and deliver your mail, what he's really doing, he's dropping it in what we call an inbox. The mail is coming in. So this is an in box. That's the name of it, P-O-X. I'm going to put that in quotation because the mail is coming in, and therefore all the mail that comes in goes into a box related to incoming mail. So inbox, right? Incoming mail, inbox, or incoming box, all right? And obviously in this particular case, the mail is going out because you're sending the mail in this particular case. So what do you have here? You have an out box, outgoing mail box, right? Outgoing, B-O-X, quote unquote, putting quotes here. So this is an outbox or an outgoing mailbox. And that's where you would put your mail in the outgoing mailbox. So those two concepts carry over exactly as it is into the digital world. There's an inbox in the digital world, and there's an outbox in the digital world, right? And that's what we're going to show you next. So let's say that we have, now that you understand the concept of an inbox and an outbox, let's say that we have two mail providers. So again, instead of FedEx and UPS, as we talked about in the other video, the mail providers here are Gmail, which is Google Mail, and Yahoo, which is just Yahoo. That's the name of the company. All right. And they have, again, this is www.gmail.com, right? www. Right? And the same thing here, www.yahoo.com, right? And if you look at the previous videos, that'll be more clear for you. So you go to www.gmail.com and you're able to access your mail. And or you go to www.yahoo.com and you access your mail. You have to know who you registered it. So what you would do is when you decide, or your son or whoever, in my particular case, I love Gmail, I think it's a better service. So therefore, we create an account for you with Gmail. Somebody else might create an account for you with Yahoo, or with AOL.com or Hotmail.com. Doesn't matter. Concept here is still the same. So if you wanted to send an email to me or to anyone for that matter, so you're here, you're using the Gmail service, therefore you would compose your email just like you would in the regular world. You would write your email, right? And you would then send that email. And that email, in order to do that, in order to compose your email, first of all, just back up here for a second. First of all, in order to get to, when you go to gmail.com, before you even compose your email, you have to log in, Login. We're going to talk about login in the next video, but you have to log in. Once you log in, you're able to compose your email, which is this one here. You're able to compose your email, and then you're able to send your email, S-E-N-D, right? Once you send your email, Gmail is going to take that email, and then let's pretend that you're sending it over to yahoo.com. So let's say my email address was dwayne@yahoo.com. So DWAIN at YAHOO.com. All that means is that my email is sitting in yahoo.com server, right? So I press the send button. What happens is, through the course of the magic of the internet, the mail goes across to the Yahoo server, and then Yahoo, which is the postman in this particular case, says, yeah, I know exactly which inbox to put it in. I'm going to put that mail into Dwayne's inbox, right? So when I log into my system, what do I have to do? I log into my system first. So I log in, hello, G-I-N. So this is me, right? And I log in. Once I log in, the first thing I need to do is I need to go check my INBOX. I need to check my inbox. And my inbox is going to, in this basically because it's not physical, it's just going to list all of my emails that came in that I have not read. And there's a way to mark this as read versus not read. The ones that are in bold are unread, and the ones that are not in bold are normally usually read already, right? Now, so the question is, what happens to your mail that you sent there? Because you just sent that email. Well, your mail is sitting in an outbox, OUTBOX. The email that you sent didn't really leave your server. It just sent a digital copy over to myself because it's digital, so it keeps an inbox in a copy in your box so that you could go back and refer to that email. So you could see a list of all the emails that you sent in your outbox. So sometimes it is called outbox, but more commonly is called the sent, S-E-N-T, item, I-T-E-M, sent items box, in outbox, right? It's called sent items because that's what you did, sent items, or sometimes just sent, right? S-E-N-T, right? So inbox and sent, or sent items, or outbox, those are all the same thing for the same term, right? The point here is that you logged into Gmail, and then you basically logged in, you composed an email, you sent it, the Gmail server took it, sent it across the internet to the Yahoo server. So, you know, this would be, in the physical world, it would be like US Postal Service, USA Postal, and then over here it would be like Canada Post, C-A-N-A-D-A. But again, we're not dealing with the physical world, we're dealing with the internet world. So basically the Gmail service sent the email off to the Yahoo service, okay? And that in a nutshell is how to access your email. Now, there's one other concept that you need to understand here, is that I've been mentioning the fact that when you access your email, you access it from your computer. So, you know, going back here, and I've been drawing reference to the fact that, you know, your computer is essentially a laptop. So you would obviously go to your browser and you would access gmail.com and access your browser email, right? So that would access your Gmail server. Let's say this is just, instead of going all the way up there, I'm just going to draw it to the bottom here. So this is Gmail. Let's say this is your Gmail server, okay? So Your browser allows you to access your Gmail server. So on your computer. But the other thing to note is that it doesn't matter what type of computer or where you access the mail from. You can access your mail from any computer in the world as long as it has internet access. So if you were not on a computer and you were on your iPad, right? And you were on your iPad. So this is my iPad. You would then click on the mail icon, which would be one of the icons down at the bottom there, right? You would then click on the mail icon, open up the email program, and you'll be able to see the same list of mail that is on your computer here. And if you send an email from here, the same thing happens, is that it goes to the Gmail server. So what really happens behind the scenes is that when you connect from this computer, iPad or the laptop, what you're really doing is just sending the mail through this server. So nothing is actually on your computer technically. It's all just sitting here. So the same thing means that you could use your cell phone, right? You could use your cell phone, open up your email, and you could send an email. So you have your email here in your inbox. You could send your email through your Gmail, and it would all be the same. And so when somebody, let's say this person, somebody else sends you an email, let's say somebody here, they send you an email, you could access it from your phone, or you could access it from your iPad, or you could access it from your computer. It's all the same. There's no difference, because really and truly, you're not just working for, it's just a Gmail service, right? So the important thing to note here and to take away is that the only difference between the computer and the iPad and the cell phone is the screen size. That's the only difference. And there's a little bit of difference in how they actually work, because they're slightly different programs, but the concept is still the same. They both have an inbox, INBOX. They all have an inbox, and they all have an outbox, OUTBOX, or a sent item, SENTITEM. And once we actually get into the details, I'll show you what a sent item, inbox and sent item look. But it's important to understand that if I send an email from here, I will see the exact same sent email here, and I will see the exact same sent email here. And if I read an email here, I will see the exact same email on my iPad and see the exact same email on my computer. It's just a personal preference in terms of which one is better for you to access. Obviously, the cell phone screen is smaller, tablet screen is a little bit bigger, iPad screen is a little bit bigger, and the computer screen would be the biggest of these devices. All right, so that is in a nutshell how to access email. The next part that I have to answer about this is login, Login. I need to explain a little bit more about the concept of login, because we've been mentioning it here for a bit, but I need to explain that a little bit more. So hopefully this was a little clear.